I did not expect that my cousin would steal the money I had spent 2 years saving for my son's surgery. Liam is 7. He was born with a condition that affects his walking. It's not life-threatening, but it impacts everything. Playing with friends, running in gym class, even something as simple as climbing the stairs. The doctors say the surgery could change his life. He'd finally be able to run like other kids. Every extra shift, every weekend I worked, every holiday I skipped, all of it was for Liam's surgery. 2 years of grinding at my factory job as a single parent, and I had finally saved enough. $122,000. Not a fortune to some, but to me, it might as well have been $1 million. I kept the money in a separate savings account. Liam and I would check the balance together sometimes, counting down the days until he could finally play soccer with his friends. It was our shared dream. Sierra moved in with my sister Olivia about 3 months ago after losing her job. She was around a lot, always bringing Liam little treats, asking questions about the surgery, even playing video games with him. She seemed genuinely supportive. In hindsight, I see all the red flags I missed. She kept asking about the surgery date, how I planned to pay for it, and even which bank I was using. I thought she was just making conversation. Instead, she was planning. Last Thursday, during my lunch break, I logged into my account to move some money, and that's when I saw it. The surgery fund was empty, gone. I froze, rereading the screen, thinking it had to be a glitch. But after calling the bank, they confirmed it. Multiple transfers had been made to another account over the last week. Small amounts, probably so I wouldn't notice right away. I felt sick. I called Sierra. No answer. Texted her. Nothing. Then the Instagram stories started popping up. First, her boarding pass to Rome, then the champagne toast mid-flight, then a shot of the Colosseum. Each post felt like a punch to the gut. I called Olivia. She was horrified. Sierra had mentioned saving for a trip, but never hinted at how she got the money. Olivia said, "She was always on your Wi-Fi, using your laptop sometimes. I had no idea." Liam noticed I was upset that night. "Is everything okay, Mom?" I didn't know what to say. How do you tell a 7-year-old that someone he trusted just stole his chance at walking like the other kids? Then he showed me a little keychain. A tiny replica of the Colosseum. "Cousin Sierra gave me this last week," he said, beaming. The same week, the money disappeared. This morning, I finally got through to Sierra on WhatsApp. Her profile picture, sitting at a cafe in Rome, espresso in hand. When I confronted her, her response made my blood boil. "Oh, Harper, stop being so dramatic. It's not like it's emergency surgery. Liam will be fine. Kids heal fast. Besides, I really needed this trip. Do you know how depressing it is being unemployed? I haven't had a proper break in years. I was losing myself. This trip, it's been the recharge I desperately needed." She even had the nerve to send a photo right after, her, lounging on a balcony overlooking the Roman skyline, glass of wine in hand. "I'll pay you back eventually," she added, like it was some minor inconvenience. "I just needed to feel alive again, you know? Mental health is important too." See, I stared at my phone, stunned. She was really painting herself as the victim here. She thinks this is over. It's not. Eventually. Like my son's childhood could just wait for her Roman vacation to end. I have every transfer, every conversation, every Instagram post documented. I'm not letting this go. Sierra thinks family ties mean she can do whatever she wants without consequences. She's about to find out she's wrong. The rage didn't hit right away. It sat there, quiet, heavy, until I saw her next Instagram post. Sierra, perched at some rooftop bar in Rome, glass of wine in hand, the Colosseum glowing in the background. The caption, "Living my best life, #Rome vibes, #sorry not sorry." It felt like a slap. I slammed my phone down, pacing the living room as Liam worked on his coloring book at the kitchen table, oblivious to the storm inside me. I called Olivia again. Her voice cracked when she answered. "I still can't believe this, Harper. I had no idea she used my Wi-Fi, my laptop. She planned this, Olivia. She's not some lost little girl who made a mistake." There was a long pause. "I'll help you figure this out," Olivia promised. "We'll fix this." I wanted to believe her, but all I could see was Liam's calendar hanging on the wall, each day leading up to his surgery circled in red. He had been counting down for months. The next morning, I sat in the bank's lobby, numb, as the manager explained how complicated the situation was. "Since she had access to your devices and the transfers were made from your IP address, it's going to be treated as a gray area. Our fraud department is investigating, but it's not straightforward." "So what? She gets away with this?" "Not necessarily," he said gently, "but you might have to pursue this in civil court." Court, lawyers, more money I didn't have. I walked out of the bank, sat in my car, and screamed into the steering wheel. That night, Liam asked me why I took down the countdown calendar. Are we not doing the surgery anymore? His big brown eyes blinked up at me. Not yet, buddy, I choked out. We just have to wait a little longer. Is it because Cousin Sierra needed the money more than me? I couldn't answer. Instead, I hugged him so tightly he wriggled away, laughing, unaware of how close I was to breaking. But Sierra? She was still living her Roman fantasy. Another post. Her twirling in front of the Trevi fountain, coins glittering in the water. Manifesting my dream life. When in Rome, hash blessed. Every picture was another confession, another piece of evidence. She wasn't even trying to hide it. Violet, our cousin, Olivia's sister, was the first one who wasn't afraid to say what everyone else was thinking. She's flaunting it because she thinks you won't do anything. She's right. The bank's dragging their feet, and the police said it's a civil issue. Then go civil, Violet snapped. And in the meantime, let her post. Screenshot every damn thing. So that's what I did. Every story, every post, saved. I built a file bigger than I ever wanted, and then came the post, the one that made my blood run cold. Sierra, sitting at a cafe in Rome, espresso in hand, filmed herself clinking glasses with friends. To Harper's savings account, she toasted, laughing. Thanks for the Roman holiday. She thought it was funny. She thought it was a joke. I saved the video. I saved everything. The next morning, I walked into the police station, file in hand. This isn't just a civil issue anymore, I told them. This is theft, and I have proof. They took my statement again, but now, with the videos, the screenshots, the timelines, they agreed to take it seriously, but I wasn't stopping there. Sierra thought she could rob my son of his chance to walk and waltz through Rome like nothing happened. No, she wanted drama. She was about to get it. The police agreed to investigate, but they warned me it could take time. Digital theft cases like this can get messy, the officer explained, flipping through my evidence. I didn't have time. Liam's surgery had already been postponed, and the new wait list was longer than I could stomach. Every extra month was another month he couldn't play like the other kids. Another month he limped while his classmates ran past him. Sierra, on the other hand, was living in a postcard. Her stories from Rome were endless. Vatican tours, rooftop wine tastings, boat rides down the Tiber. She even posted a video of herself in the Piazza Navona, tossing breadcrumbs to pigeons with the caption, "Living la dolce vita. Thanks, universe." The universe? The nerve. Violet was relentless. You need to hit her where it hurts. And where's that? She clearly doesn't care. Violet grinned. Her image. Let's make her own words do the damage. We spent that night pulling together every screenshot, every video, every smug caption. Sierra had been her own worst enemy, documenting her Roman holiday like it was a feature film, blissfully unaware she was writing her own villain story. Then Violet dropped the bombshell. She applied for a new job. My heart stopped. What? Where? Some financial firm downtown. I found the listing online. Guess what the role is? I didn't answer. Financial coordinator, handling other people's money. Of course. Violet tapped away on her laptop, then showed me the company's contact info. They're still in the hiring process. Want to make sure they know exactly who they're about to hire? I hesitated. This was it. The moment I either crossed a line or let her get away with it. But then I thought of Liam, struggling to keep up at the park last week, limping but determined. I opened my email and attached the screenshots and the video of Sierra's, "Thanks to Harper's savings account, toast. Subject, regarding your financial coordinator applicant, no dramatic plea, no emotional backstory, just the cold hard facts. Here's who you're considering to manage your finances." I hit send. Hours later, my phone buzzed. Email from HR department. "Thank you for bringing this to our attention. We have withdrawn our offer to Miss Sierra Collins. We take ethical standards very seriously." I could barely breathe. Violet fist pumped. One down. Sierra found out the next day. She showed up at my house that night, pounding on the door like a storm. "You ruined my life," she screeched, mascara running down her face. "I was going to use that job to pay you back." Liam was in his room, but I still kept my voice calm. "You mean the job where you'd handle people's money, like you handled mine?" Her hands balled into fists. "You're obsessed with making me look like the villain." "You did that all by yourself, Sierra." She lunged forward like she was about to storm past me, but I blocked the door. "Leave, now, or I call the police." Her face crumpled for a split second, real fear or just another performance, but she backed down. As she walked away, she threw one last parting shot over her shoulder. "You think you're so perfect, but when Liam's still limping around next year, don't blame me. Blame yourself for wasting time on revenge instead of fixing this." I slammed the door shut. My hands were still shaking when Olivia called. She'd heard everything. "She's spiraling." Olivia whispered. Mom and Dad saw the posts. They're horrified. They're finally done enabling her. Good. About time. Then Olivia hesitated. There's more. She told Aunt Linda you offered to fund her trip. Are you kidding me? She's spreading it to the whole family. Half of them think you're being petty. Let them. But it still hurt. How easily people swallowed her lies. The next few days were a blur of lawyer meetings and more bank calls. The police were now officially investigating, but it would still take months. Then Violet called again. She's back. Where? Home, staying with Aunt Linda and Uncle Mike. I thought the embarrassment of losing her job would slow her down. It didn't. She posted a video of herself hosting a Roman Nights dinner party at her parents' house. Italian wine, homemade pasta, candles, all of it. Bringing Rome to the States, she giggled into the camera. She even invited me. Let's bury the drama, the text read. Liam would love the souvenirs I brought him. Souvenirs, like a keychain from the Colosseum, was supposed to make up for stealing his surgery fund, but then Violet had another idea. Don't go, but let me. She walked into that dinner party, phone in hand, and live-streamed everything. Sierra, fully in her element, was showing off her Roman haul, handbags, clothes, jewelry. Then she pulled up the same video I'd saved, the one of her toasting to my savings account. Shout out to Harper's surgery fund for making this dream come true! Cheers! Violet didn't stop recording. Sierra noticed halfway through and lunged for the phone, but it was too late. Violet sent me the full video. This wasn't just screenshots anymore. This was an undeniable confession, and I planned to use it. The video was the nail in the coffin. I sent it directly to my lawyer the next morning. This is gold, he said, watching Sierra smugly toast to my son's stolen surgery fund. She can't argue her way out of this. It's a direct confession. The civil case now had teeth. My lawyer filed an expedited motion, and within days, Sierra was officially served. Right in the middle of a brunch she was hosting, of course. Olivia couldn't help but send me a picture of Sierra's shocked face as she was handed the court papers. But the fallout was far from over. Sierra's parents, Aunt Linda and Uncle Mike, were livid. Seeing the video stripped away every excuse they'd made for her, they demanded she sell off her Roman haul, every designer bag, the luxury clothes, the souvenirs. At first, Sierra threw a full-blown tantrum, locking herself in her room like she was a teenager again. But her parents didn't back down. They cut her off financially, revoked her access to their credit cards, and put her remaining belongings up for sale themselves. Her mother texted me apologetically. We should have stopped this sooner. I'm so sorry, Harper. The funds from the sold items slowly trickled in. Not enough to cover Liam's surgery yet, but it was progress. Sierra, meanwhile, spiraled. Her once perfectly curated Instagram turned chaotic, cryptic quotes about betrayal, toxic family energy, and her journey of healing, plastered between shots of her still trying to flaunt what little she had left. But her follower count plummeted with every post. The final blow came when Violet landed the job Sierra had lost, the same financial coordinator role. She wasn't even going to apply until Sierra got cut, but when the opening reappeared, she couldn't resist. Someone's got to show them what real responsibility looks like, Violet had said. Sierra, predictably, lost it. She showed up at Violet's new office, screaming about family betrayal until security had to remove her. She earned herself a trespassing warning that day, but the real karma was quieter. Sierra couldn't run from the internet. The Rome posts, the bragging about stealing Liam's surgery fund, the live meltdown at the Roman Nights dinner, all of it lingered. Every time she applied for a new job, employers found it. The internet never forgets. She texted me once more after that. You've ruined my life. I hope you're happy. I didn't respond, because I was happy. The surgery fund was finally restored, every last dollar. Aunt Linda and Uncle Mike paid off the remainder themselves, quietly slipping the final check into an envelope and mailing it to me with a note that simply read, For Liam, we're sorry. We rescheduled the surgery. Liam started his countdown again, marking the calendar each morning with wide-eyed excitement. And then, the day finally came. I sat in the hospital waiting room, Olivia by my side, both of us gripping bad coffee cups as the surgeon came out hours later, pulling off his gloves with a smile. Everything went perfectly. He's going to walk, really walk, just like you hoped. I cried then. I hadn't let myself before, not through the months of court, the endless bank calls, the sick pit in my stomach every time Liam asked about the surgery. But hearing those words broke the dam. Liam woke up groggy but grinning, blinking up at me through heavy eyelids. Mom, when can I play soccer? Soon, baby, soon. A few weeks later, as he took his first post-surgery steps, shaky but determined, I felt the last of my anger fade. Not at Sierra. She didn't deserve that energy. But at the entire nightmare. Liam was walking. That's what mattered. As for Sierra, she faded from family events, her name only coming up in hushed conversations. Last I heard, she was couch surfing, still blaming everyone but herself. But me? I was done. I watched Liam run, across the park a few months later, his laughter ringing out as he chased after his friends. No more limp, no more hesitation. That was all the justice I needed.